priorities. They had done nothing to provide a single-payer health care system, to subsidize education in this country. Why is it that we can spend $720 million a day for war, but we can't subsidize education so that young people who want to get a university education can't graduate without being tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt? By their failure to represent the values of even their own grassroots activists, people who believe in them, and yet with their determination to become complicit with the crimes of the Bush administration, they failed to repeal the Bush tax cuts. How many times did you hear the Democrats rail against the Bush tax cuts? The truth about the Bush tax cuts is that they have ushered in income inequality unseen in this country since the Great Depression. We are truly now a country of haves and have-nots. Actually, not even halves. As George Bush described what his base was, he said his base were the haves and the have-mores. So now we've got a country of have-mores and have-nothings. And that's the rest of us. The Bush tax cuts have helped to put this country trillions of dollars in debt. A debt that is an unsustainable debt. A debt that David Walker, the former Comptroller General of our country, says that we can't pay back. $53 trillion. And David Walker says that if all of the debts and obligations of this country were called in on one day, we'd be bankrupt. What kind of economic stewardship have both the Democrats and Republicans provided for us? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Certainly not a reflection of our values. And then, with respect to foreclosures, through this foreclosure crisis that too many homeowners are feeling in this country, this country has experienced the greatest transfer of wealth in modern U.S. history. $92 billion lost by the African American community, $98 billion lost by the Latino community. Why? Because the Congress and the executive branch allowed the banks to get away with predatory lending. Right. And so when families need a bailout, they're told to tighten their belts. But the banks can get a bailout from all of our tax dollars. Reverend Pinckney, I first heard about Reverend Pinckney and Benton Harbor when there was a police incident in Benton Harbor. A young man on a motorcycle was rammed by the police, and he subsequently died. And Benton Harbor erupted in our own type of intifada for 3 days. The NAACP rushed in and said, "Forgive. Let's pray for peace." Now, I don't mind praying for peace, but at the end of the day, we need justice. Yeah. On the day after I received the nomination, Rosa and I received the nomination from the Green Party, I decided to visit church. And I'm a lifelong Catholic, kind of strayed away from the church, or maybe the church strayed away from me.